Hi guys, welcome to the Lens Cup Chronicles. My name's Amanda and get ready because I'm about to take you on the best foodie tour in Slovenia. We are going to be trialling so many different foods on this trip, from traditional classics to modern spins and twists on those. I've done so much research on some of these foods. I'm such a food nerd. Some of these restaurants are Michelin-rated, others are just standard street food, grungy and takeaway options. I can't wait for all of it. Let's go try some of the best Slovene cuisine. I've just spent a magical week in Ljubljana, experiencing all of the wonderful sights of Slovenia's capital city. Castles, churches, the gorgeous Ljubljanica river which divides the old and new parts of town, some epic bridges, markets, historical monuments, and fascinating sculptures and art. You'll find this all in my previous video. However, I was ridiculously excited to try the delicious array of Slovene cuisine. And in this video, I'll share with you some of the Slovenian food and drinks that are part of Slovenia's gastronomic heritage, which is a proud blend of Central European cultural influences, traditional practices, and locally sourced ingredients. I visit everything from grungy dive bars to Michelin-recommended restaurants. Slovenia is an exquisitely beautiful country, and beyond travelling to see the sights, I hope this video inspires you to add some of its classic and modern dishes to your foodie bucket list. Cheers Slovenia, to great times ahead. I arrived in Ljubljana to rain and gloomy skies, but on the first night I found probably my most favourite pub in the city, Antico. Located on the main street in Old Town, just below the castle, it's hard to miss, especially for its risque signs out front. The menu in Antico is simple and has only 3 to 4 items on the list, but includes hearty Slovenian foods. Think potato, sausages and stew. The Carniolan sausage is iconic in Ljubljana and you can order this from Antico, but I chose a warm chicken stew and a stein of Union beer to herald my first night in this magical city. Obara or stew is a Slovene national dish which is cooked from various kinds of meat and internal organs and used to be served at various ceremonies.
Wow, that is so flavoursome. Herbs, oil, vegetable, potato, chicken, grungy, hearty and home cooked, delicious.
Antico has a nighttime dive bar type vibe, frequented by both backpackers and those looking for a relaxed drink in a venue with some quality rock music. Well, I'm back at my favourite grunge spot in Ljubljana, Antica Bar, and this time I've ordered the sausage goulash. It's delicious, so flavoursome. This place does hearty homemade meals like nowhere else. Zlata Logica Gastropub is located within the boutique Ljubljana hotel that goes by the same name. This uber-trendy, upmarket bar and restaurant has a cosy atmosphere and aims to introduce visitors to the hop flavours typical of Slovenia. Guests can choose from an impressive selection of craft beers, some common and others less so. In case of emergency, the Slovenian word for beer is pivo. I went with a batch called Small Moments, an American pale ale at 5.2% voltage. It's a lovely place for a nightcap with its modern interior decor and exposed brick walls. The pivo also comes with complimentary tasty bread crackers. I spent 4 fabulous nights in Grand Hotel Union Eurostars and cannot more highly recommend their stellar breakfast spread. After taking a moment to admire the grandiose entry, a glorious feast was spread out before me on entering the restaurant. The cuisine on offer is local Slovenian classics, and this is a great one-stop shop if you're looking to try a multitude of local items at once. For me, the Carniolan sausage and cold cuts were a highlight. If you like to enjoy a sneaky glass of bubbles for breakfast, that's possible too. Additionally, the pastries and baked goods were next level delicious, and all set in the regal, high-ceiling dining room. Don't expect to go hungry if you start your day here. Guys, the breakfast at Grand Hotel Eurostars is Wow, I mean, you can have absolutely anything you want. You can even have sparkling wine, why not? In the most beautiful, grandiose setting that I think I've possibly seen before in a hotel. It's lovely. The Carniolan sausage is incredible. It's a Slovenian delicacy, and if you are partial to some sausage, then you definitely don't want to leave this off of your culinary itinerary. Next on our culinary journey, we are heading to Štruckli. I hope I'm saying that right, along the Mestni Trg, which is the main street in Old Town. It's so beautiful walking along this cobblestone street past all these old wooden buildings and facades. Let's check out what this Michelin-rated restaurant has to offer. Listed as an unmissable restaurant on the Michelin Guide to Slovenia, Štruckli is a Mediterranean restaurant inspired by Istrian culture located in the former medieval part of the city. Guests can enjoy a selection of gourmet options inside under the restored red brick ceilings and glowing Edison lights. Be sure to book your place. I was actually turned away the first evening because I hadn't booked. However, I returned the next day for a delicious 3-course meal, which the team at Štruckli were happy to modify to my every food desire and wish. The menu is centred around traditional cuisine from the coastal region of Istria, with a diverse selection of hot and cold dishes that all pair well with the extensive wine list. The house wine Vino Choc is produced in the family farm, which also supply the olive oil and brandies for the restaurant. The service was impeccable, the music enchanting, and the whole experience a dream. I have chosen the 3-course lunch menu today, which starts with a pea soup and then has a choice of beef or octopus, and as you all know, octopus is my favourite food group, so I've definitely gone with that. Along with my octopus, I of course had to try the local Malvasia wine. That is so tasty. Green peas and fresh peppercorn. Wow, delicioso. Daktari Bar is perched conveniently at the base of the Ljubljana Castle funicular, making it the ideal place to stop by to rehydrate after a few hours exploring the corridors and mystery of the castle. If you love books, then keep listening. Daktari is decorated as a cosy living room with comfortable sofas, period furniture, and a piano in a corner. During the daytime, it operates as a book cafe, and guests can find a corner to squirrel away the afternoon reading. But things get even better in the evening, where the space turns into a club, hosting a diverse program of social events, live music, and literary readings. Personally, I was most happy sitting outside with a local beer, watching the comings and goings of Slovenian life. Okay, so the culinary journey obviously also includes drinks, and here I have the unfiltered version of Union beer, which according to the bartender is a little bit more tasty in his opinion. Let's give it a crack. Very smooth. It's a little bit heavier than the straight Union beer. Delicious though. Definitely what is needed after a tour around Ljubljana, and especially a trip up to the castle. Okay, question, Team Lenscap. When I mention the word Chinese restaurant or English pub or Michelin star, you all have some idea of what to expect, right? You get some image in your mind. Well, what about when you think of Slovenian food? So this has been a little bit of a problem that the government have tried to address, and in 2011 they created a concept called a Gostilna. And a Gostilna is a certain type of restaurant that fulfills certain criteria, and it's a very prestigious label. So in order to fulfill the title of Gostilna, you need to meet certain characteristics and criteria, and they include things like sourcing from local products, offering traditional foods on the menu, even down to the layout of the restaurant and the music that's on offer. So it's a very prestigious title to hold, and there's a growing number in Slovenia, but still not that many in Ljubljana itself. And to be fair, if you want to go to a true Gostilna, you really need to travel to the outskirts of the city. But for the purposes of my trip,
I was super keen to try a Gostilna, and that is where we're headed right now. If you do wish to dine in a Gostilna when in Slovenia, then be sure to check out for the bell symbol, which is the awarded symbol, the sign of an official Gostilna. Gostilna Sokol is a right vibe. It is located in an old townhouse in the very centre of Old Town Ljubljana. Its interior is decorated in the style of traditional rural Gostilna style restaurants and adorned with 19th century paintings. The restaurant offers traditional dishes and a choice of Slovenian wines served to the sound of Slovenian music by waiters dressed in national costumes. House specials include mushroom soup in a bread bowl, Carniolan sausage and homemade draft beer. This restaurant has a reputation for being a little bit kitschy. I loved it, and the happy patrons were all quite friendly, some of them engaged in conversation across multiple tables. It's raucous and loud, but wholesome and fun. If you're travelling solo, this is a fantastic place to spend an evening, and the food was absolutely delicious. Thank you.
There you go.
I will. Okay, traditional meal incoming. Firstly, the mushroom soup in this incredibly large bread pocket. Beautiful. Yep. We have a very charismatic waiter who has just checked that his ladies are happy, which I certainly am. This is a fantastic soup. So delicious and tasty and very creamy. What a fantastic mushroom soup to start with. The next thing to try on the menu that I've been wanting to try in such a long time is štruckli. And if you've been to Slovenia, you might think štruckli is a sweet, but štruckli is actually a rolled dough, like dumplings, and it can be either sweet or savoury. And I do have a penchant for savoury. I have got these amazing pork medallions with cheese štruckli on the same plate. Slovenia's specialties on one plate. I have Slovenia on a plate. I cannot wait to tuck into this. Let's try it out. Wow. That's like really soft ricotta style cheese with pastry in a warm mixture that is all sorts of divine. Wow. Štruckli. I am strictly in štruckli heaven. Oh my gosh. All of the weird jokes are rolling out tonight. And right next to it is the pork medallion, so let's give this a go. The gravy looks incredible in itself. So rich. Oh my gosh. Like the best cuts of meat. The most delicious gravy, mushroom gravy. I know this is quite a touristic place, but there's probably a reason for that. Food is amazing. Carb loading after quite a few big days of touring around Slovenia.
Klobasana is a small, little, hole-in-the-wall fast food joint in Ljubljana's Old Town Centre, specialising in Slovenian soup called jota, made from beans and sauerkraut. Here you can treat yourself to an original Slovene Carniolan sausage served with a fresh bagel and mustard. Guests can eat in or take away. This place is quite busy and popular with tourists, with good reason. Klobasana is recommended for a quick yet traditional hearty meal when exploring in the centre of Ljubljana. I've just added a healthy dose of horseradish to this soup. It's amazing. It's full of all of the good nutrients, great vegetables, and delicious sausage. Wow, klobasana is so popular. There are people just streaming through that tiny little restaurant. Street food at its best here in Slovenia. One look at the TripAdvisor reviews for Gostilna will have you banging down doors to get there. It's popular but worth the wait, with super friendly staff and a great outlook over the Ljubljana markets. Guests can choose from the locally sourced gourmet produce in either a snack-style share plate or a hearty main meal. Look no further for the best platters of meat and cheese. Well, after a soup of sausages and sauerkraut, what could be better than dessert? And I'm here at Gostilna Meat Market. It's right next to the Central Market. It's extremely popular and I've just waited 10 minutes for my seat, but it did come recommended, so I was willing to do that. Aha! Thank you! And just arriving now is my cake of choice. It's a layered cake that's well known in Slovenia, especially in Ljubljana. It's the prekmurska gibanica, or prekmurska gibanica. I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. It looks divine. It's come warm and finished with a glass of Rebula wine, another local delicacy. Delicioso! Wow, it's a pastry walnut sensation. It's dinner time and it's still raining here in Ljubljana. We are off to restaurant Štruckli, and this is one of the largest and oldest establishments in Ljubljana. It's been continuously running since 1776 and it serves up some of the best Slovenian delicacies. Let's check it out. It's long played host to local artists, writers and politicians. After walking through the underground corridor, guests will arrive at the restaurant entrance, which opens up into a large dining hall, humming from the sound of happy diners. The food and drink menu is extensive and impressive, but the waitstaff will kindly provide recommendations if desired. After some brief indecision, I landed on the veal medallions in mushroom sauce and fried potatoes with grilled vegetables, accompanied by a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon from Brda wine region. The veal medallions are so succulent and tender, it's just delicious. Very popular place in Ljubljana, highly recommend. I'm not sure it gets any more special than having lunch in a castle, and I am here in Dubrovo, in the Dubrovo Castle in the Brda Wine Valley region, and I've just ordered lunch. I've got a octopus salad and grilled calamari coming my way. The Brda Wine Valley is a gorgeous wine region in the west of Slovenia, bordering with Italy. The scenes driving through this region are exquisite. There are rolling hills and vineyards as far as the eye can see. And I'm here with a glass of Rebula, my favourite varietal in Slovenia, and it's from the local winery, Bled. Cheers. Part of your exploration in Dubrovo and in Brda should include the Dubrovo Castle, which dates back to 1600. It's a perfect square with square turrets on each corner, and there's a gorgeous restaurant on the inside, which flows to the outside area with seating underneath olive trees.
be sure to step into this restaurant. It is absolutely exquisite. And what else can you say? You've had lunch in a castle. Coming to you from Piran now, and what more could you expect from a coastal town on Slovenian Istria than some fresh seafood? Let's step inside a traditional Gostilna. I found one tucked away in the little alleyways in Piran amongst the gorgeous Venetian architecture. Piran is a bustling coastal town worthy of at least a day trip from Ljubljana. However, if you love a Mediterranean holiday, definitely consider staying longer. I'll include a link above to my video on Piran once it's complete. Along the promenade, you'll find fresh seafood restaurants with a gorgeous outlook and refreshing sea breeze. I stopped in at Restaurant Ivo, a traditional Gostilna that lured me in with its relaxed and quaint, old-style interior. A glass of local Malvasia white wine to commence proceedings. First off is the cold starter octopus salad, one of my absolute favourites. Wow, a good start. Incredible. This is a delicious first course here on the coastline of Piran. Well, the octopus was a resounding success. Amazing choice. Very soft and very flavoursome, coated in the local olive oil, which is grown in the hills around here, surrounding this region, and some delicious potatoes in there as well. Grilled squid, guys, or grilled calamari, whatever you like to call it. This is so divine, one of my favourite foods. Let's give this one a try. Wow, this is cooked so nicely. It's tender and soft. There's a garlic herb oil dressing that is absolutely exquisite, and not much more I could expect from being by the seaside. This gorgeous fresh seafood meal. If you find yourself on the Piran foreshore promenade, please give the seafood a go, and I'm sure any one of these restaurants will be just the same. A really fresh seafood meal. There are so many delicious and enchanting restaurants and cafes in Bled to experience, but my favourite is Villa Presserin, which overlooks the water, and it's so gorgeous. They often have live music, singers. Let's go and check it out. If you're staying in Bled, then Villa Presserin is the prime place to whittle away an afternoon with a glass of sparkling wine. From here, you can admire the strong oarsmen transporting visitors across to Bled Island in traditional Pletner boats, and watch as people enjoy the various water activities on and around the lake. It's a vibrant, busy restaurant, and if you don't try the Bled cream cake at Bled Castle, then you have a second chance to do so here. The restaurant is located in Villa Presserin Boutique Hotel, directly under the castle cliffs, right on the shore of Lake Bled. This could not possibly be a culinary journey through Slovenia without this. And now my journey is complete. It's impossible to come to Bled Castle and not try the famous cake Kremšnita. It's a puff pastry, cream, vanilla delight, and simply must be done when visiting the castle. It's incredibly historic and typically only made in Bled Castle. You'll find it around Slovenia, but the most traditional version comes from the castle itself. Amazing. That is so creamy and fresh. There's also no better location to eat your Kremšnita than overlooking the beautiful Bled Lake and Bled Island. It's an idyllic setting, and guests who visit the castle can choose one of the very quaint white chairs overlooking the lake to enjoy their cake. Well, I don't think I could possibly finish this video on anything better and more iconic in Slovenia than the Kremšnit cream cake. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the culinary adventures throughout Slovenia and that you get to try some of them too. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.